one person sent out one I'll never forget, and I just totally believed it. And it said it had a beautiful picture of roses, and it was like a big picture of rose on your computer. And it said, "It's amazing. Microsoft just came out with this whole new version of software that's in your computer already that they can activate, that you can get smell over your computer." All you have to do is stick your nose close to the roses and hit Control V or something. I forget, two buttons, and then you can and the rose smell. So I believed it, of course, and I hit my Control whatever it was, 8 or whatever, and I put my nose there to smell it, and then all of a sudden that command caused it to change picture. It was like this pimply butt. And it made a big noise. It let out a big fart. Thing popped up on it and said, "Gotcha." And I was like, "Oh my god, I was such a sucker." But it was, the internet was so new. I just thought anything was possible. It's like this was like 25 years ago.
Wow, smell-o-vision. Wow.
I can't do it. But anyway, your little smoking cigar dog makes me think of that.
Yeah. Oh, great. I'm going to mute myself and let y'all ask Kai some questions. Laura, you're the one that's initiated this call, and so why don't you lead off with your questions, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Hi, Kai. How you doing?
I'm good, Lori. How are you?
Oh, we're doing good. Ron's behind me too, so he can
Ron.
hear. We were wondering if there was going to be still people crossing over from WeShare, and we just didn't know if that was going to happen. I've checked my site a couple times on the exchange.
No.
And
the question is absolutely not at all. It's a free for all. Whatever. If anybody wants to, can come sign up wherever they want. It was originally just a little window for that pre-launch thing, and now anyone can come over from there, but it's wherever they choose to go.
Right. In other words, we didn't know if anybody was going to cross over and they were going to keep them in line and in order. So
it's up to you. If you want to do that, and there is a little bit of pushback on WeShare, they've made it really clear if we cross-recruit people that we've met here and didn't really, recruit from WeShare, and they find out, they will make us, they'll kick us out of WeShare.
Okay.
So something to think about. It depends how much you care about WeShare. I still care a lot about it, and I still think it's got a really good chance of coming back.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I had quite a few people below me and no one crossed over, so I was just wondering. So it's not a big deal.
Okay,
so
it means that don't do it.
So basically, as long as they are people that are direct to us, it's not an issue.
Not an issue at all, and if people aren't, try to find the lineage and offer it, or not. I mean, at this point, it really doesn't matter. They're very separate companies. Just don't get caught, if you do that, because if you do, then you will. If someone gets upset about it and reports you and then you're going to be in trouble with WeShare. You won't be in Pledge Exchange, but you'll be in trouble with WeShare.
Okay, that was the question, and pretty good job on the video.
Oh,
the presentation.
Yeah, it's a little long and wordy, but it's complicated, so it's.
It is, but you did a good job on it, and thank you, Patricia, for forwarding that to me.
Oh, my pleasure.
Did you understand the gist of it? I mean, no one gets it 100%, but you kind of understand why it goes infinitely deep and wide, and kind of how the money flows.
Yes, but you have to watch it a couple times, and it's not a big deal. You just have to watch it a couple times until you get it.
Mm-hmm. But it's pretty powerful pay plan. I mean, when you really get it, it's very powerful.
Yeah.
Has everyone seen the PowerPoint presentation I did?
I just saw the beginning of it, not the entire thing.
Okay, that will tell you how the money works. So that's worth watching. Better than me going through detail by detail. You might have to watch it twice, but I did that so that you get me going detail by detail, but I don't have to do it over and over again.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'd be interested in learning about what this marketing system is that is also being pushed for expanding your business.
I just signed that. I just signed up to that, Jim. It looks awesome.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Hey, Chappie.
Hey,
you have to be kind of intranet-y. I mean, they've made it dumbed down, but it is an internet thing, and quite honestly, I really like warm market still. I'm a warm market guy, and my feeling is go out and do that first. Go get the people that know and you have connection with first, and then go do that after you use that up. Unless you're super internety, because if you really don't have anybody you could ever work with and you're not internety, that's not going to make it work for you, because that's going to take a lot of work to do too. It's really powerful, but it's for only the right people to use it.
Yeah, well, I figure if I do a little bit of all, if I get a couple people who are interested and we start conversing, they become my warm market right away. So, kind of a little bit of both. I'll try it for a month or two and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's a powerful tool for the right people, the right energy, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just have one more question about WeShare, about the new debit card. The old debit card with True Cash, when people would activate it, they could put in 1 through 9 as their social security number, and that was acceptable. Do you know anything about this new one? If they're gonna
nothing.
Okay, well we'll check it out. It films at 11.
Thanks out of Africa, so it might be more flexible.
Oh, okay. If it's out of Africa, absolutely, it will be. That's good.
Okay. I have a couple questions. I know I got on late. I don't know how long you've been talking.
Oh, at least 2 hours. I think we probably already covered it, Chappie.
Yeah, we're ready to wrap up right now.
You're joking.
Well, no,
I'm joking. I'm joking, Chappie.
No, I know. How long have you been talking?
But well, I turned the recording on. We're at 14 minutes right now, and you've been here for over a minute, so you haven't missed much.
The question I have is when somebody's, because I didn't sign up the way that people are signing up now, I'm a little bit at a loss. Like, I did sign up one guy. We finally did figure out how he paid and got his $40 start. But we went through so many different hoops. I'm not sure the right recipe to get it, from 1, 2, 3, I'm in. So
Okay.
is there a...
Hey, let me give you that recipe right now. Everyone grab pen and paper if you want to hear this. This is a little detailed, but grab a pen and paper for the recipe.
Okay.
First thing you want to do is, if somebody says they want to come in and they're ready to join, help them determine which level they want to do, either 40, 200, or 400,
Right.
and give them the reason, da-da-da. So let's say they're going to come in at 200. We'll just use that as an example. You want to send them to your sign-up site, which would be where the portal has your name, and click, join now or register. And that would be basically, I believe it's crowdsharing.coop/your username, or you can also use pledgeexchange.com/user/your username. Either one of them are windows that will take you to the sign up page.
Okay, can you say the crowd sharing one more time?
I believe it's crowdsharing.coop/your username.
It's right there in your back office. When you go into my back office, it's your links are right there on the right hand side.
Okay.
So you send them that, and then this is really important. I'm going to get into some detail here. If you're signing somebody up for them on your computer, you have to be out of their back office. Like, if you're in their back office or your back office and you haven't signed out, it won't work. And people have problems with this. It creates a conflict with the computering. They're going to try to send a message to tell people that that's happening, but that's not been programmed yet. So you have to log out, and I don't mean X out, like you just close the window. You have to actually physically log out, and then you can sign up somebody on your computer. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if you're logged into your back office and you're trying to sign on your site, it will mess up and won't go through, and you'll be wondering what's happening. So go into your back office and log out. You have to click the log out button, which is on the front page down at the bottom. It's only on the home page. Click log out. So that's one step. Next thing is, if they're signing up on theirs and you're walking them through it while you're talking to them, that's fine too. You just have them click on that link, and they'll take them to the sign up page and they fill everything out. And this is the next really important feature thing I need to tell you. No commas, no parentheses, no dashes, no spaces. Everything, including the phone numbers and social security number or anything you're going to use like that. Just straight numbers, okay?
Okay.
Right.
And if there's a problem and it says it didn't go through, there's usually a very fine red line around the box of the thing. It's almost hard to see. It's not like this big red line or something. You can easily not see it. But look for that, and that will often tell you the one that needs to be corrected. Very often, they don't give enough information on the password. You do need to have one capital letter and one number, and at least I don't know 6 to 8 digits. So you have to have a number and a cap in there. Otherwise, it won't let the password be acceptable. And by the way, you're going to have a lot of money in here, so you do want to have a well-protected password. You don't want to make it just kind of a quickie. You want to have a thoughtful password. So it's good to have a couple of those shifts to make it more secure. Okay, so make sure you do everything on that form right, and then you submit it. Now, this is another detail. One of the fields is for your email address. If you are signing somebody up, it's going to send an immediate email to that email address. They need to go over to the email and click on it. That's part of the sign-up process to confirm that it's really them. And when they do that, that issues your Bitcoin address. Otherwise, you won't have a Bitcoin address. You can't go further. So you've got to get the email and click on it. So if it's them doing it, tell them they got to go over to their email and make sure to pick an email address that's real and that they can go click on it. Otherwise, the sign-up won't go any further. Now, if you're signing up somebody, you might want to have a secondary email address that you can use. That's not yours. If yours is in the computer, it won't let you go in twice. So you can have a backup email address that you can get to, sign the person up, and then click on the email in your email because they're not there, let's say, and then go change it to the real email that you want for them in their stuff after they got their site, and then you can use your secondary email again, as long as it's not permanently in the computer. But that's an important piece to be able to click on that. Is that making it clear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the next step is you click on that email, then you go log into the site, and on the front page, you're going to see your Bitcoin information, and there's going to be a long address. It's like 20 digits with caps and numbers and everything. And that's your Bitcoin address. That's your Bitcoin information for your e-wallet. That won't appear until you click on that confirmation email. Okay? So now you go to that, and you don't try to swipe it because you got to copy it. You're going to have to copy it and save it on your computer. So you don't want to swipe it like how you highlight something normally.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do one extra digit past or one before, and even though it's blank, it won't work correct. It has to be exactly that with nothing before or after it. You can't have a space that's been copied in the thing. So the best way to do is click on it twice, and that will highlight the thing exactly the way it is. Don't try to swipe. Click on it twice, it will highlight it, and then you want to hit Control-V if you're on a regular PC or whatever kind of computer you're on. You essentially are copying that address, and so it's in your computer. This is an important step to do while you're there. Okay?
Yep.
The next step is if you're in the U.S., go to Circle.com. Other countries we're going to have to find more information to help them where the best to get their Bitcoin. Most sites take 2 days to get Bitcoins, but Circle.com does it instantly. So we're using Circle.com. It will not do $400, so you can only do 40 or 200. You have to do 300 there is all you can do in a week because it does it instantly. So you'd have to go somewhere else and do a 2-day thing for the other $100 if they're coming in at 4. It's complicated. I'm really shooting for $200 for people right now. Eventually we'll work our way up to the 400, probably. But that's a problem on Circle because it only does 300. It's limited to that. But for me, it's working right now because I'm doing most people at 200. So you go to Circle.com, and there's a tutorial in the back office. I suggest you watch it. You have to sign up in Circle, and you're going to use your credit card or your bank account to buy $200 worth of Bitcoin. not readily clear on Circle because it's not made user friendly. It doesn't say sign up here. There's like these three little like I Ching lines on the far top right for navigation. You click on that and it says sign in, and you click on sign in, and then we're in the sign in page. Underneath the sign in fields is sign up link. That's where it is. So it's 2 layers down, but not visible by the front or directed by the front.
Jeez.
Now in the tutorial, it goes right through it. Shows you exactly in Pledge Exchange. It will show you in the tutorial exactly how to do this in Circle. It's quite easy. But you have to know what you're doing. You have to know. If you don't know that, it could blindside you. So basically, you sign up. It's very simple, and you put your credit card in, and you just buy. Now this is another really important little detail. You have to buy at least preferably $5 more, but at least $2 to $3 more Bitcoin than what it says. I would recommend $2 to $4 for the $40 and $5 for the 200, and probably $10 for the and maybe even $15 if you want to do for the 400, because it takes 40 minutes for the blockchain to process your Bitcoin over to Pledge Exchange. And in that time, it can vary in price a lot. And it usually does vary enough that if you just did 40 straight out, and you would come up short by maybe 30, 40 cents in that process, or you might be 30, 40 cents over. But if you put the extra money in, the difference ends up in your wallet. You don't lose the money. You're not spending the money. There's no fee for this. It's just to make sure that there's enough because of the price variation of Bitcoin. So, and you send all of it. I have people that said, oh, I put 45 in, but I only sent the 40. No, you send all 45. You know what I'm saying? So the way it works is you sign up in Circle, you put money in on your credit card, and you have to have a cell phone that you can verify it with. If you don't have a cell phone, a smartphone, you got to do a Google cell phone, which then will email the text, because they text you a code to protect you over in Circle for that, it's your account. They do an email check and then a cell phone check, and then they take your money and do the stuff, and that's to protect you. So I've had people without cell phones. I haven't had, but I've heard. I haven't done it, but there's a way to go over to Google. I don't know the details, but you can go to Google and get a Google cell phone that does texting to you, and there's a way around. But most people have a cell phone.
Yeah, I went and got one of those throwaway phones just for this. So
yeah, you get a throwaway phone too. But most people have a cell phone, and so usually it's not a problem. And that's for Circle. That's not about our company, but this is about transferring money on the internet, and they're just doing it to protect you. So anyway, it only takes less than 5 minutes once you do this. It's pretty easy. And then you say, I want to send money. Once you've got the Bitcoin there, the $45, the $210, let's say for the 200 thing, we were originally following that thread. Then you send 210, so you click send money. It's the smaller link above at the top. There's a couple big ones that are different right there, big buttons, but there's a link at the top that says send money. Click on that, and you send the full amount, $210, and then they see where, and you paste now that address that you copied earlier. So now you don't have to go back to the site. That's why I said copy it originally. And now you can just paste it right in there. You put your cursor in there and hit Control V, and that will paste it, or go up to your browser and do paste. But Control V does it, pasting. Control C copies. And you basically paste that address in there, click how much you want to do, the full amount, which is you put 210 in this case, and then say apply or send or whatever it is, and then it takes an hour to reach your account if you're done. So on Circle, I usually spend 5 minutes to do all of that. It's about a 5-minute process to fill in the form on the Pledge Exchange site, about 5 minutes to get your money on Circle. Then you have to go and do something else and say back in an hour, because it takes about at least 40 minutes. Sometimes it's 30 minutes, but I tell people an hour just to make sure there's enough buffer before you can go back to your Pledge Exchange back office. You log in with your password and your username, and then you'll see under the Bitcoin the amount of money you sent over. It's either $45 or 210 or 420, whatever you sent over, and it'll be a little less or a little bit more depending on what happened with Bitcoin during that 40-minute period. If it went down in price, then you're going to have more money in your account. If it went up in price, you're going to have a little less because the Bitcoin went up in value. And then it's very easy. You just go to your back office and you pick which one you're going to buy. There's a link about halfway down about what level you want to be at. Click on that, and if you're silver, gold, or platinum, you click on it. Then you put the dollar amount, and then you say take from my Bitcoin, apply, and now you're done. That takes about a minute and a half to do. So the worst part is the hour that you have to wait in between. But the amount of time it takes to do someone is about 12 minutes probably in total. Like 5 minutes to fill in all the stuff, 5 minutes on Circle, and then 2 minutes to buy your product an hour later.
And you gotta wait till the money's in the account before you click buy, right? It won't
not buy it unless the money's been over. That's why I say wait 1 hour. Now, another thing you can do around that is once you start getting a lot of money, you can use money from your Bitcoin account if you want to give it to that person. In other words, you can go into your back office and transfer some of your Bitcoin to them. That still takes an hour, and eliminate that whole Circle thing. Yeah. And then PayPal you the money. You can do that if you want to. But I like teaching people how to fish. And then they only have to go to Circle really once, hopefully, because once you start recruiting next month, you won't have to go over there to get money to put in. Hopefully, you'll have enough money in your wallet from. You want to do whatever it takes to get either 2 people who get 2 or go get 4 yourself.
Absolutely.
And if you do that at the same level of what you came in, you'll have enough money for next month and hopefully more. I mean, I've already gotten a really good amount of money from it. So it's working.
Yeah. I got about 5 people that signed up, but they're all waiting for me to get back to them and show them how to sign up. So now that I got it, I'll start working with them tomorrow and get them signed up.
Kai, the people that you've worked with, are there people that are in WeShare with you, or are these new folks?
I'm getting new ones now. I just I've got 2 new ones. I've signed up 5. 2 of them are new, and I've got another new one from today, and 1 cooking. So I'm going after different people now.
Okay, and are these people that had you approached them about WeShare, or is this a whole new discussion?
Actually, I did approach the one guy who said he wants to come in. He's a very big networker, and he didn't like WeShare because it felt like begging. He said, in WeShare, how we say we're not a beggar, we're a solution provider.
Yeah.
He didn't buy that. He said, it feels like begging to me. I don't want to ask people for donations. I don't like the word donations. I don't want to ask. It just was uncomfortable to him. I had a lot of people in Japan and things that culturally that didn't sit right for them. All of crowdfunding, all of it. Mm-hmm. They found that kind of humiliating. That was not part of their culture. Whereas this with crowd sharing, we have a common project. So I'm not asking for money for my project. It's a cause and a benevolent cause, so they can relate to that, and they like the idea of making money. They want to make income and revenue for selling stuff, like a product. So this works better for some people. Personally, I love the crowdfunding. I love asking for how can I help you get your project funded, and because we're a team, that makes mine get funded on its own accord. So it's not so much about asking money for my project as much as really helping people get funded for what they want. But not everyone took that step, where they just read into it a different way or read it a different way. So you have to find what's compatible for people.
So what's your initial thing when you call someone up and say, "Hey, Bill, I want to tell you about blah blah blah"? How do you start the conversation?
It's a great question, and I do it differently because I'm working with people that I've had relationships with over the years. Some people I haven't talked to for many years, but I kind of know them a bit enough. And some people are water people. I was in the water business a lot with health water products.
Sure.
And so I know they're water babies. They just love water. They think water is gold and water is the most important thing. And I'll lead with water with those people, quite honestly, because I know their hot button. There's some people I'm calling that I know it's about money. They're all about money. They don't care about any. That's what they really are all focused about. And so I'll sort of say, hey, this is one of the most powerful ways I've ever seen to generate money. We've got an incredible pay plan. It's perpetual leverage, and they often know about perpetual leverage with their experience. And we now have it on auto ship. So where before you got paid once, from a person one time. Like in WeShare, you get only $200 really initially, and everything else is kind of rolling up from the original 200s of the new people. In this, if we get 200, they're putting in 200 every month, and that fuels at 12 times more money in the course of a year if they stay doing that for a year, because they're putting there's one person's putting in $2,400 as opposed to only 200 into the pot of new original money. So there's a lot more money that can flow through that because of that. So I talk money with some people, and then other people, they love perpetual leverage. I know, so I just talk plan to it. And then some people, it's about Bitcoin. I just know they're really kind of more sophisticated, and they're really interested in how the world works, and they're Bitcoin people or they're financial. And I go, hey, what do you think about Bitcoin these days? And they go, well, and if they don't know about it, then that's my window. I kind of leave it. I have a way for you to get Bitcoin for free. You kind of missed out on the penny deal. It's $450, $60 right now, but I can show you a way that you can start earning it with this really neat system. So, you can kind of play it from a lot of different angles.
Great. Okay. Dave, do you have any questions for Kai right now? You're just kind of hanging with us. Okay. Jim or Laura, anything else from you folks?
No, that was good. I was just listening. Thank you, Kai, because, you hit a lot of things that I would have never thought to ask. That was good.
Oh.
Okay. Chris, anything else from you?
Not at this moment. I think that I'm fine and I'm raring to go. So.
Okay.
I want to share with you guys one other piece, and
Sure.
This is another thing that's important that you're going to find around the corner.
Okay.
So we talked about how to sign somebody up, how to get money into the system, and how to convert it to Bitcoin. And then now I would like to talk to you about how do you have it go the other direction? Mm-hmm. How do you get it out of there and turn it into something that you can put in your hands?
Yeah.
So as soon as the money, I've already taken money out of there. As soon as the money comes into your account, you can take it out. It's in real, once it's in your account, you can take it out right away. And so they pay in real time in Bitcoin, and you can convert your Bitcoin into anything really quickly. I'm going to recommend 2 websites that you get familiar with. I'm sure there'll be more coming down the pike, but you want to write these down. One is www. They're both www. One's bitgold.com, and the other one's Uphold, uphold.com. If you want to have gold and you want to take possession of the gold, and that's what your real interest is, Chris.
Yeah.
You've got to use BitGold. And BitGold is run by Brinks. It's a very big Swiss gold company from Switzerland. And they're totally into the Bitcoin and revenue exchange thing. That's their business now. They're really moving into this big time. And they're creating a massive site around it. So you can go to bitgold.com, sign up with them. You have to go in that one. You have to know your customers, and so is Uphold. They're going to require a passport or a license with very clear pictures. So you want to have that stuff on your computer so you can upload it there, front and back on the licenses. One picture on the. This is like opening a bank account.
Okay, so somebody's making noise on their computer. Can they stop for a minute?
Might have been me moving it closer to me.
Okay.
Can you
Hey,
hear me?
Kai, this is Laura. I got a question.
Sure.
I already have a BitGold account. Can I hook that up with Exchange, Pledge Exchange?
Yeah, it's already hooked up because all you'll do is you'll take the money. When you have money in your account, there's a transfer money link in your back office.
Okay.
And it'll have your Bitcoin address on there. Everything in Pledge Exchange is Bitcoin. Everything is Bitcoin there. So it'll have your Bitcoin address, and you go over to BitGold, and it'll say, you say pay money, receive, pay money in.
Okay.
And you click the link that says Bitcoin, and then they'll say from where, and then you paste your address from ours over, and then how much you want to transfer, and it'll do it. It takes an hour to move Bitcoin through the blockchain, and 40 minutes, as I mentioned, and then that will be in your BitGold account.
Okay.
And in BitGold, you can transfer that to any currency you want, and you can also convert it only in Dubai, just so you know that the only depository that they will do Bitcoin with and gold. You can do dollars other places, but if you're doing gold, the only place they will do it is in Dubai with Bitcoin. So you'll have to put your It's an allocated account in Dubai. There is a fee for gold. I don't know, a couple percents probably that they do for exchanging gold, into gold.
Right.
And then in Dubai, because it's Brinks, it's the only one I know, they will deliver your gold if you request it from New York City, from their depository there. And you do pay delivery fees. I'm sure they're not cheap, but they're whatever they are, Brinks.
Right.
And they will deliver in the United States to the United States.
I guess too, because of my understanding, I was just wondering if that could be an automatic, or do I need to do that every
You have to
time?
physically go in there and do that, and I recommend
Okay.
that probably. Okay. It takes only a second to go in there and you can leave your money in Bitcoin, which is volatile. It will go up and down with it. I left mine by mistake, kind of there. And also kind of checking it out, and I made about 30% of my money in a week because Bitcoin went crazy the last 10 days.
Okay.
It went from it went up $100.
I mean, you bought shares in there?
No, I had Bitcoin in my wallet there. I had 7 of them, and it went up $100.
Okay.
Right. So something happened in China recently that caused Bitcoin to go up significantly.
It went up 37. Well, it's more than that. It's probably about 40% now for about 2 weeks.
What's the name of the other website you mentioned, Kai?
This one I like better. It has more versatility, but you cannot get gold delivered, but you can own gold in an allocated account backed by the Lloyd's of London. But you can't remove the gold. You're just playing the gold market, but it's secured. It's allocated, but it's not segregated, and it's not deliverable. It's called uphold.com, UPHOLD.com, and I recommend that you set up your accounts in both of those because you're going to be wanting to use them. And it takes, for Uphold, which I'm more familiar with, I'm just getting up to speed with. You have to know your customers, so you have to upload stuff,
KYC.
KYC stuff. And sometimes it doesn't go through the first time because the picture's a little too blurry off your cell phone. You have to get it really crystal clear. They have to be able to read it really clear. You can't just send they're really looking to know it's you. And once you get that done, then they have to deposit a small amount. If you want to, you can connect it to your bank account. And that takes about 4 or 5 days to, get it over there and confirmed and all that. So you might want to set this stuff up now. That's what I'm saying. But these are 2 accounts, and there are other ones, there are 100 other ones you could send your Bitcoin to, but these are the 2 I like. And you can do it right away whenever it comes into Pledge Exchange, and then you can do whatever you want with it. And Uphold, it's really cool. They've got different cards for every currency. It looks like kind of a credit card. They made a card, visual card kind of looking thing in your back office, and you can click on the ones you want. So let's say you want to hold, you really like Australian dollars and pesos and Chinese yen, or Swiss marks, or whatever the thing is. You can pick them, and you can also have gold and silver. Any currency is free to move around. They don't charge anything from Bitcoin to currencies. It's free to exchange your money, which is or a couple pennies. It's either free or nothing, next to nothing. If you want to move it into the gold or the silver, there's fees, and gold's like 2%, and silver's like 3%. And then again out of it, but you can hold it in gold and silver too, and then you can do it any amount. Let's say I have $1,000, I can put $100 in 10 different things, and it has a pie chart that shows you where you're holding your things, and you can move them around in real time. I can move around 10 times in a day if I want, So it's kind of
basically
really
playing the currency market.
Yeah, it's really pretty interesting. You're not doing futures or anything, but you can do a lot with that, and it's quite inexpensive, but you can hold whatever percentages you want, and then you can hook it up to your bank account, and if you put it in US dollars, you can move it over to your bank account, and they let you do $1,000 a month for free, $12,000 a year for free, and anything over that, it's 0.5% for taking it out of your account in US dollars and depositing in your bank. So if you move over $1,000, it's going to cost you $5, is that right? And if you move over 100,000, it's going to cost you $500 for 100,000.
0.5%.
0.5% is the fee that they take, and that's what they make for transferring the money. But it can happen in, I don't know how quickly, but I think it's quite quickly, within a couple days or a day, it can get out of their account into your bank account. And they're working very hard on getting up a card, a debit card, a cash card, which they will have soon. and then that will be available too, to put your money into too. So, it's very versatile what you can do with your Bitcoin anywhere, and you can do it very quickly. So it's really, really fun to learn about.
Kai, this is Laura. I got a question. Is there I already have a Circle account, and I was just looking at the Uphold. Is there any major differences between the two, or it's just good to have both get familiar?
I think Uphold's a much better place to hold your money. I'm putting all my money in Uphold. I wouldn't put it in Circle. I think Circle's really sketchy because what they do is they do this commingled thing where they give people money. You can buy Bitcoin without right away instantly, like how we get Bitcoin into the thing. It's awesome. But in the same sense, what happens if Bitcoin went the wrong direction and they had a ton of people in the middle of that moment? They could be in a lot of trouble. And it's not quite as secure, I don't think, as the other one. And the other one lets you get gold and silver. There's a lot more versatility. Uphold is a lot better place, I think, to hold your money. Circle's really quick to get your money. Like if you wanted to go open up a Uphold account and you didn't have Bitcoin already in it, you would have to, and you didn't have any money in it yet. It'd take a couple days to do the whole thing. And Circle, you can do it instantly. So Circle's better in, Uphold's a much better place to take it out.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
And the other thing is you can, diversify. You don't want to necessarily have everything used, maybe that BitGold. And there are other sites too, but BitGold and Uphold are my favorite too right now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And if you want physical gold, the only place I know you can get that is from BitGold.
Well, I guess you could just transfer, between accounts and ultimately transfer to BitGold and then get your gold.
Yes, you could do that, or you could just take cash and buy gold around the corner.
Yeah, at $34.24 a gram, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
I get started on that stuff now so that you don't have to worry about it later. So you're not trying to hurry up and have it happen.
Right.
One last thing that I like about it is you get paid in real time. This pays instantly, and there's no bank accounts, no merchant accounts to ever shut down or close us. We have nothing in Pledge Exchange. It's just Bitcoin, that you send there, and you use your own credit card somewhere else, not with them, and then you send it to your bank and get cash right away. You can't beat that. And there's no one kind of lining the gate, and we don't have to wait for a bank to approve it or an owner or anything. And we're paid in real time. I love, that's my favorite feature of this whole thing.
So as you're approaching people, Kai, do you have like a 3-step process? Maybe send them to the PowerPoint first, and then try to get them to one of the you guys are still doing the daily calls?
We are. We're going to do them through Friday, probably, maybe till Thursday. I haven't totally decided, but that's it till Monday of the next year. I don't really have a process worked out, James, yet. I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it right now. I know it'll settle down. Eventually, they'll have a funnel. Somebody will create a good funnel, and we'll use that. Right now, I'm using my PowerPoint and talking and the website. That's about all we have, really.
Do you have a copy of your PowerPoint, or is that reachable, or what?
I have it on a link that you can listen to it with voiceover, so that people can just listen to it on YouTube.
Oh.
Patricia will send you a link to that.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Got it right here.
And the company has a nice one, but it's not quite as meaty. It's really pretty. It's much prettier. And it's shorter and it's sweet, but it looks like there's a lot that comes out of it, but it doesn't really tell you how it works that well. I mean, you watch it and you go, well, it looks like there's an awful lot of circles.
Okay, anybody else want a copy of this PowerPoint while I'm typing it in?
Well, just send it to the group and let them get it, whoever wants to get it.
Just put off the Skype.
I like to see a video.
I didn't think of that.
Really, go ahead, what?
Sorry, I didn't think of that. I was putting it out in an email to y'all because it came to me in an email. I've been working all day.
When I was talking to people and I was talking to them about, the money side, about how much money they can make, it wasn't really impressive as much as when they realized just what the product does. In other words, when they saw the video, when they saw the part on the getting the water for the needy children and the people in other countries, that hit home more than just another money venture. So I think that if they had a film, a YouTube coming out with, you know, the product, the mission, and then follow up with the benefits of your financial would be better. Wouldn't you agree?
You know, when I used to do my calls, Chappie, when I used to really, I had a couple thousand people list of people I'd done business with over the years. I would always put a P, because I was doing nutritional products usually, and I put a P if it was a product person, and I'd put a B if it was a business, money business person. And then I'd start to follow up, and when I go down my list, it's a P, I'm going to talk about product first. They all lead to the same place. Some people are going to resonate more with product and the benefits that does, and some people, I don't, that's nice, but I want to hear about how I'm going to pay my rent tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so I found that there's no one answer to that. That you want to actually start customizing that based on the person choosing to listen to it.
Yeah, if you're talking on a one-to-one, you're right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
we're at 48 minutes. Kai, I appreciate your time. If anybody has any last-minute questions or parting remarks, now's the time. Otherwise, we'll let Kai go. And
yeah, thank you, Kai, and thank you for Patricia for putting this together. I want that recording.
Yeah. I'll edit it down.
Well, one second about the recording of this. I did say record it, but I realized we kind of mixed this call with Pledge Exchange and WeShare, and I feel uncomfortable with being recorded actually.
Oh, well, I'll take the WeShare out of it, Kai. No problem.
Okay. Thanks.
I'll edit it down. Sure.
All right, and Kai, where can we find your PowerPoint presentation if we want to refer people?
It's right there. I put it right in the chat like you asked.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to scroll down. My bad. Thank you.
Okay. No worries.
Okay, well,
Okay.
Kai, whatever you get paid ain't enough, and I'll tell everybody about that.
Oh, thank you. I really do try to serve, and I can see all of you do. Chappie, you absolutely do. Laura, I know you absolutely do. And Ron and James and Patricia, thanks for putting this together. You're a total servant. I mean, we're all really working. But I wasn't going to do any PowerPoints or things for this one because I wanted the company to provide that, but I just couldn't wait any longer, and it's not perfect, but it does get the job done.
Yeah, you know what, Kai, this was your baby to begin with. You're the one that brought the perpetual leverage concept to them, and so I see you being, you're the lead guy in this, no matter what they've done to it. But I'm going to turn the recording off for what I'm going to say next, and just so it's not anywhere.